What is good, everybody? It is Spider-Gerb here, back again with yet another video. And hey, new background unlocked. I decided to put up some fun comics that I've enjoyed over the years with some awesome covers that I like as well. These are my keys to why I like comics, so I'm liking it so far. It's a sick backdrop. But anyways, the main purpose of this video, we're going to be talking about what I'm subscribed to, what I'm picking up monthly from my pull box, some comics that are kind of on the chopping block for me that I might end up dropping and unsubscribing to, and some that I have just recently unsubscribed to. And we're going to talk about all that. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with some indies. I am subscribed to some of the Ghost Machine titles. So I'm subscribed to Rockefellers, which I highly recommend. This has been phenomenal. I've been loving that. And then Rook Exodus. I've been liking this so far, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't read this all the way through. I have all the single issues. I just need to read them. I think it'll be a nice little binge right before the new issue comes out. But Rook Exodus, I am subscribed to, and I don't have an issue with me right now, but Geiger, I'm also subscribed to Geiger. I'm just about to start reading the original, like, Volume 1 trade of Geiger that I got recently, and then catch up from there, because I have all the single issues. I just need to read them. So yeah, a little behind on Ghost Machine, but I have those subscribed. I don't plan on dropping those. Next out of Image, we got Fall in Love on the Path to Hell. This has been really great. I've been liking it. The art is awesome. This is the most recent issue, I believe. It's kind of taken a little bit of a break. I think issue 7 drops either this month or next month. But it's kind of gotten a little slow for me here on like issue 5 and 6. I'm hoping it picks back up after this nice little break that they had, but loving this book. Highly recommend. We got Ultimate Black Panther. Not kind of the same as the previous book, but Ultimate Black Panther, I think, is the slowest paced out of all the Ultimate storylines. It took a whole year for the build-up of this one big battle with him and Moon Knight, and it lasted like maybe a page, a panel, something like that. It was very quick, and it was already done. And again, it took 12 issues to get to that point, but it gives you enough that you want more, but it doesn't give it to you. Like, you have to wait a whole nother month till the next issue just to get a little bit, and then like it's too short. It's too short for me. I think I need 2-3 more pages, and it might be better and higher on my list in terms of the Ultimate runs. But Ultimate Black Panther, subscribe to. Out of DC, Nightwing. I've been loving this new arc. I'm glad I started picking it up on this new arc after the All In initiative. Currently trying to catch up and read through Tom Taylor's run. But this one by Dan Watters, this is a great jumping on point. Love this one. Love Nightwing. Heater. Speaking of heaters out of DC, we got Absolute Superman. This is one of my reprint variants. Absolute Superman, enough said. Jason Aaron is killing it. Taking this issue this weekend, actually, to go meet Jason Aaron. So shout out to him. He's coming to a local comic book store in Oklahoma. But Absolute Superman, it's been phenomenal. I think it's, out of the 3, it's my second favorite behind Absolute Batman. And then Absolute Wonder Woman is number 3. But no knock on any of those. But Absolute Superman is definitely good and worth the shot and to pick up. So, Absolute Superman. Speaking of Superman, we got just Superman. Superman, the main continuity. This whole arc with Doomsday has been so good. And this last issue, whoo, man, that was good. I really like this issue. But Superman, it's been good. I jumped on this after the All In initiative. A lot of these DC books I jumped in after DC had this huge All In thing where it was a great jumping on point for a lot of titles. So Superman on my list. Next up out of DC, we got Detective Comics. All the Batman runs have been so good. This last issue was really good too. Man, they're just killing it. And who is this? Tom Taylor? It is. Tom Taylor's writing this one. He is doing a fantastic job on this one. Loving this one. Next up, this one got me into reading DC ongoings, and it's Batman Superman World's Finest. First, couple story arcs were so good with some of my favorite DC content. I feel like it's kind of taken a dip down here recently. I'm hoping with this new story arc, it kind of picks up again. But like I said, this got me into DC ongoings. I caught up with all the trades just to get to pick this up monthly. So Batman, Superman, World's Finest on my subscriptions. Out of Marvel, we got the Ultimates. Ultimate Spider-Man is by far my favorite in the Ultimate runs. This last issue with Luke Cage was stellar. Loving the Ultimates. I think Ultimates comes out this week, so I'm super stoked for that. But this has been one of my favorite pickups each month. Something I look forward to reading monthly. So, the Ultimates. Next up, we got Spider-Boy out of Marvel by Dan Slott. This one is another one that I've been picking up because I'm trying to catch up to my single issues. So I'm still trying to read some Spider-Boy and catch up. I've been liking it so far. Spider-Boy is such a fun character, and can't wait to get caught up with this one, Spider-Boy. All right, more DC out of Absolute Universe. It's Absolute Batman, my favorite out of the three. Scott Snyder is just killing it. I don't know if I have like a bias because I'm just a huge Batman fan, but this is one of my favorites and one of my top priorities to read every time when I get it from my pull list that week. So, Absolute Batman, killing it. Next up, my only one out of Boom Studios that I'm subscribed to is Power Rangers Prime. And I'm a little behind. I still need to get issue 4. This is issue 3. But holy cow, this is my first Power Rangers, like anything, like content-wise, that I've got my hands on to. Like, I didn't watch any Power Rangers growing up. Haven't read any Power Rangers. This is my first interaction with Power Rangers, and I think this is really fun, good way to hop into this kind of just Power Rangers in general. So I think this is a really good jumping on point. Love Power Rangers Prime. Next up out of DC is Green Arrow. This has been another great DC ongoing that I've been loving with the Freshwater Killer. They've grounded Green Arrow, so he's back into that street level crime. I've been really loving the story so far. Green Arrow, highly recommend. Out of Marvel, we got Ultimate X-Men. This one, I don't know, it's good, but not gonna lie, it's probably one of my least favorites. It's right there with Ultimate Black Panther, which doesn't mean it's not good, but in the scale of like the other Ultimate runs, this one's not as high, but it's still a good run. I think it's really picking up here recently, and I'm excited to see where this goes and how it interacts with the rest of this Ultimate Universe. Next up, a recent subscription. I'm almost caught up, but Radiant Black. Highly recommend subscribing to Radiant Black and reading the previous 6 volumes of the trades. Super underrated, I feel like. I feel like people are not talking about this enough. But Radiant Black, I can't wait to finally get caught up. I think I have 2 more volumes to read, and then I will be caught up to start reading this monthly. So, Radiant Black, just a new start of a story arc here in February. So, highly recommend subscribing to this and reading it. Out of DC, we got Green Lantern by Jeremy Adams. This has been really good. I've been liking Green Lantern. This is my first Green Lantern run that I've read. and it's kind of diving into this new lore of the lanterns and kind of like the sorrow lanterns and all that, and super sick. I've been loving it. Can't wait to continue reading this one by Jeremy Adams. Now another Batman out of DC. It's Batman Dark Patterns, and it's Dan Watters. That's what I thought. Just a kind of a dark, grittier Batman story. Loving this. Like I said, all the Batman storylines are just killing it. This one has been fantastic. Highly recommend this one. And I feel like this one's pretty slept on as well. Another Jeremy Adams. We got Aquaman out of DC. I'm so glad Aquaman is getting his own run right now. The second issue was peak. I've been loving this one. Can't wait to keep reading. Jeremy Adams is just cooking over there on DC. Also, shout out to him for signing that extension with DC. So, can't wait to see more Jeremy Adams in the future. Man, so with indies, I got a lot to catch up on. I got the Power Fantasy. I've read the first 2 issues. I need to get caught up to 6 because I think 7 is going to be coming out here soon too. But I have the issues, single issues. I just need to read them. I've heard nothing but good things. First 2 issues were great. I just need to find the time to read these. So, Power Fantasy, I recommend reading this and giving it a shot. It's a good read. Lastly, out of the Absolute Universe, we got Absolute Wonder Woman from DC. Like I said earlier, this is third on my list out of the Absolute Universe, but holy cow, it is still so good. It just recently wrapped up the first story arc, which was pretty solid. I think it really developed her character, really showed like her origin and kind of like what makes this Wonder Woman and kind of her background. So really loving this. Ready for this new story arc though. Another one of my must reads when it comes out is Justice League Unlimited. Gosh, it just gives me the same vibe as the Justice League Unlimited TV show. I feel like every week when I pick this up. It is so good. I'm loving the ever-rotating roster, how it switches out depending on the type of task or mission that they have. I think that's awesome. Gives a lot of opportunity to have lesser-known Justice Leaguers, get some love. But I'm loving this. It is a must-read and a must-pick-up monthly. So, Justice League Unlimited. Pick it up. And it's Mark Waid and Dan Mora, like, dynamic duo. It's the best. Another must pick up, Ultimate Spider-Man. Holy cow. This last issue was crazy. I'm not going to spoil anything because you guys need to read it. It is so good. Kind of had this Kraven Last Hunt kind of thing. Very short though. I wish it was a little bit longer. But this issue was so good. And it is right up there with the Ultimates. Ultimate Spider-Man has been my favorite for the whole time. But the Ultimates has kind of crept up there. But, man, they're both so good. And every time I think it's like the Ultimates is my favorite, Ultimate Spider-Man just comes back the next month with a banger. And then same thing for the Ultimates. So they're both just right up there. I highly recommend Ultimate Spider-Man if you haven't read it yet. Go ahead, pick up the trade, start picking up the single issues, read Ultimate Spider-Man. It is so good. Out of IDW, we got Jason Aaron's run on the Ninja Turtles. This has been so good. If you're looking like out of Ninja Turtles storylines, it's kind of like Last Ronin kind of vibes if you read that. So a darker, grittier version, more mature Ninja Turtles story. So this has been really good. The brothers have kind of separated and now they are kind of getting back together to fight the Foot Clan as they kind of have taken over the city. But they're struggling with that. So, brother dynamics, loving this. Jason Aaron is also killing it on this. Holy cow, love this. Next up, we got out of Image Comics, we got G.I. Joe. Out of the Inner John universe, holy cow. Joshua Williamson is killing it on this. I don't think I have any of the other Energon Universe comics on my table right now, but I'm subscribed to G.I. Joe, I'm subscribed to Void Rivals, I'm subscribed to, you can see it up the top right corner there, Transformers. All three of those are must pick ups and are must reads every time I pick them up. But Energon Universe, anything that drops, I'm subscribing to, and I'm pulling that thing. So love G.I. Joe, love Transformers, and I love Void Rivals. All three are great. At DC, I got the New Gods. Holy cow, this is one of my favorite ongoings out of DC. Man, this issue in particular really dove into like the lore of like the gods in the DC universe and then how the New Gods were created. And I find that super fascinating. The New Gods were always a group that I wanted to tap into and learn more. And I'm glad I started picking up this one. And I think it's Ram V. Yeah, he is killing it on this. So highly recommend the New Gods. It's only 3 issues in. Pick it up if you haven't. Highly enjoy. It's a good read. Out of Marvel, we got Aliens vs. Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. This one is so good. I'm so sad that I have to wait like, feels like 5 months at a time, half a year in between issues. It's really like 2 or 3 months. But we're only on issue 3. It's been so good. I just need more. Jonathan Hickman is killing it on this run and has been so good. The art has been stellar as well. I forget who's on art. Ribic? I haven't heard of them, but they have been killing it. Like, let me pull up just like, here we go. Gosh, so many ads. I don't know. It's just some nice little art. But no spoilers here, but been loving Aliens vs. Avengers. Next up in Marvel, we got Ultimate Wolverine. This one, I feel like once it gets into like 10 plus issues, it's going to be up there on my list in the Ultimate Universe. First 2 issues have been really good. Issue 2 was good, but I don't think it was as good as number 1. But it's setting up a lot. But Ultimate Wolverine is one of my favorite on shelves. Highly recommend picking this up. I'm also picking up the Batman main continuity from DC. That has been really good. Any of Batman's titles, to be honest, are really good. Highly recommend picking those up. Next up, I got some books that are kind of on my chopping block. Like I gotta read an issue or 2 more. If it's still not going to the level that I want as a reader, I'm gonna drop it. And there's some that I've been enjoying, but it's like I could also do without them. Like it's always at the bottom of my pile every week to read. So these are some that I'm just kind of on the fence about. These first 2, though, I have already taken off my subscriptions. The Flash, been super disappointed with The Flash. It's intrigued me a little bit, but it just hasn't done anything, I feel like, to make me want to keep reading. It's not something I look forward to every week. It's just something I'm like, I want to read Flash. I want this to be good, but it's just not doing it for me. Luckily, in the future, we got Absolute Flash, and I have a feeling that's just going to be stellar. But this one, it's just not doing it for me anymore. I also was subscribed to Wonder Woman, and I don't know, it wasn't doing that for me either. I wish, it was just like Absolute Wonder Woman and just at that level, but it wasn't. I was also subscribed to Metamorpho. Man, first issue was not what I thought it was going to be. It was okay. And I picked up the second issue to read it. I still haven't read the second issue, and I already decided I'm just going to kill it. It's taken me so long just to read this one. I'm not going to keep picking it up and spending that money on it. So, Metamorpho, gone. Next one that's up on the chopping block is JSA. I was really high on this the first couple issues. But again, it's always sitting at the bottom of my stack to read. It's not something I'm highly anticipating every week. And it's just another thing that I'm spending money on that's just sitting. Um, I still need to read issue 4, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just end up dropping this anyway, just to kind of thin out the pull list. So JSA, chopping block. Another one that I've been enjoying reading, but like I can also just um, wait and read later or read online and save some money is The Question All Along the Watchtower. Um, this has been solid, but again, it's just kind of right there. Uh, Nothing pertaining to like the larger DC universe. It's just been kind of a fun little, um, not like a tie-in, but just kind of story off to the side. But it's been good, but again, I'm spending money on it, and I could be saving and spending on things that I would like to read more. So, The Question Along the Watchtower, chopping block. Last one on the chopping block is the Adam Project. I feel like this has been really good. I've been enjoying this, but again, it's the same issue. I'm just like, I have a lot that I'm subscribed to and reading. It's hard to get to everything too during the week. And the pile just keeps piling up. So, this has been good. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, it's a big deal in terms of the main continuity storyline with like them finding their powers and trying to switch them back. But with that, I feel like I get like tiny explanations in other issues. Like I know they've mentioned it a little bit in Justice League Unlimited and stuff like that. So I feel like I am good to just drop this one. So dropping this one. Now we're going to get into my upcoming pulls that they haven't had an issue yet, but I'm subscribed to because I know I'm just going to love them and I have to have my hands on them. So let's tap into those. All right, to start off, we got Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. Same guy who's writing Lucky Devils, I believe. I forget his name. He's also writing a Star Wars run, and I think the Eddie Brock Carnage run right now. But he's about to start this one. This one follows an older Daredevil, and it's giving me Old Man Logan vibes. So I think this one's going to be really good. Can't wait to tap into this one. Next up, we got another Ultimate storyline. We got Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion #1. Can't wait for this. I mean, anything Ultimate Universe, anything new especially, I am picking it up. I'm subscribing. I need it. Main universes that I'm subscribing to, no matter what, is Energon Universe, Ultimate Universe, and Absolute Universe. Like, you gotta have all of those and read it so you know what's going on. But I love Ultimate Spider-Man, and I can't wait for Miles to be in this universe. So it's going to be interesting. Next, out of Image, in the Invincible universe, we got Battle Beast #1. Super stoked about this one. I think it's going to be so sick. Battle Beast is such an awesome character. Such a boss, man. Like, this is going to be peak. I can't wait. Robert Kirkman, Ryan Ottley are back on it. So it's going to be dope. I can't wait to read this one. These last few are going to be all Absolute Universe titles. First one is Absolute Martian Manhunter. This one I cannot wait to read. And I'm blanking on the writer. I think it's the guy, Dennis Camp, who's doing the Ultimate. So if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But I'm really excited for this one. Next is Absolute Green Lantern #1 by Al Ewing. This one I'm super excited for. Kind of a Green Lantern character that we don't see a whole lot. It's not like your main John Stewart, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. So I'm super excited to tap in to this run as well. Again, anything Absolute Universe, you gotta pick it up. And lastly, out of my future pickups, Absolute Flash #1. I'm ready. I'm subscribed to all of it. Jeff Lemire, I think he's going to kill it. I'm super excited to follow kind of a young Wally West and see where he goes. And I think someone said that this series is going to be the one that kind of like ties in some other of the Justice Leaguers. So If so, dope. I can't wait. But that kind of wraps up my future pools. All right, that does it for all my subscriptions. Hope you guys get some good recommendations from this list on the comics that I'm picking up and also the future comics. And interested to hear your takes on the comics that I'm also dropping. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thanks for sticking around watching the video again, and appreciate you guys. So, till next time, peace.